On Monday, Philippine Navy Chief Vice Admiral Giovanni Carlo Bacordo had said the Navy would send maritime militia to the West Philippine Sea to carry out patrols and protect fishermen, the Inquirer and Deutsche Presse Agency reported. According to DPA, Bacordo said he would send more than 200 troops to disputed areas of the South China Sea. China has claimed nearly all waters as its territory under its 9-line policy, despite opposition from claimants like the Philippines and Vietnam. The Philippine plans for patrols include militia stationed near the disputed Spratly Islands, and another unit by the Scarborough Shoal, which is claimed by Manila and Beijing. Manila's decision to move forward with the protection of fishermen at sea comes after China's Coast Guard began to increase its presence at Scarborough Shoal in May. The Philippines has also condemned the actions of a Chinese boat in 2019, when the vessel collided with then-sunk a Filipino boat. A Chinese group later apologized for the incident. Chinese activities in the South China Sea continue to draw strong criticism from the United States. Beijing has pursued aggressive campaigns of coercion and environmental devastation, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told ASEAN member states in September. The Philippines is to deploy maritime militia in the South China Sea amid tensions with China, but politicians in Manila are concerned about the impact on Philippine fishermen. Senator Risa Hontiveros of the political opposition said the militia to be sent to the West Philippine Sea should not be armed, the Inquirer reported Wednesday. Those who should be armed in the country should only be the armed forces of the Philippines officers and Philippine National Police, Hontiveros said. I will really be worried if we proceed with arming fishermen. The Philippine politician said she is worried civilian fishermen could be targeted by China if they are allowed to carry arms. Not only one fisherman could get killed, she said. Despite being consistently provided with the largest share of the defense budget, the Philippine Army has long been perceived as a land force that's unaffected by what is taking place in the larger context of the Indo-Pacific security environment, particularly in the South China Sea or SCS. Nonetheless, the Army may well be positioned now to finally prove its critics wrong. For the first time in nearly 5 decades since Project Santa Barbara, the Philippine military has become missile-capable following the acquisition and fielding of the Navy's brand-new guided missile frigate and the Air Force's 4th-generation FA-50 fighter aircraft. As the Army activates new artillery batteries in anticipation of the delivery of the BrahMos cruise missile system, the K-136 Core Orion multiple launch rocket system, and the Atmos self-propelled 155mm artillery system, it marks the arrival of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, on the foothills of attaining a minimum credible defense posture as a war-fighting organization. This appears to follow the pattern of what other Southeast Asian militaries have achieved in countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, which can now pose a viable threat to a Chinese force attempting to take a stand in an area in the South China Sea. A deeper look further suggests commonalities in the areas of sea denial, air defense, and 4th-generation fighter aircraft, with the exception of Singapore, which will begin fielding 5th-generation F-35B stealth fighters by 2030, precisely the capabilities that the AFP is now beginning to attain under Horizon 2 of its modernization program.